Hello friends, and welcome to another wildlife adventure, or at least an attempt at one, as well as a story time about a seal pup I found on a beach a couple of years ago, and the challenge of filming wildlife in stormy weather. But first, a trip to Dorset. I travelled up, stayed in a hotel overnight, and set out very early to see what I could see in the way of wildlife. Morning. I'm just about to leave now and head over to a place near Blandford to hopefully see some hares. I arrived at a location known for hares and was greeted, or rather run away from, by a herd of fallow deer. They made me laugh as they ran away, ran around a couple of fields and then came back around to have another look at me before running away again. You can tell they are fallow because of the white spots and because of the black stripe running down the centre of their tails and black horseshoe shape around this. This was my first time really watching hares. They were pretty far away from me and it was quite a gloomy morning, but I enjoyed seeing them all the same. I'd love to go somewhere I can get a little closer, so if you can recommend any good places, do let me know. It's very cold and the roads are very flooded as well. I then headed to Blandford Forum, which is an interesting place that I've been to a few times now. Blandford is a market town in Dorset, located on the River Stour. The park in Blandford is very busy with people and dogs and surrounded by roads and is right next to the town itself, and yet it can be a great place to see a variety of birds. This is some footage of a kingfisher I took in the summer. On this day, however, it was freezing cold, and aside from a quick sighting of a kingfisher, I didn't see very much wildlife at all. This one pretty much summarises the kind of day it was, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. There are quite a lot of challenges involved in photographing and filming wildlife, and the weather is often one of them. I love the rain, but filming steady footage with a clear lens isn't so easy when the weather is stormy, and there has been a lot of stormy weather recently. And in Cornwall it has been mizzling a lot. This trip is typical of my wildlife watching trips this winter. I watched this little egret. Little egrets are active hunters. You can see this one walking around and stirring up the silt with its feet to search for prey. I also experimented taking shots of this greenshank, who was a charming character to observe. Here is a bit of slow-mo. At the beach, I was filming the conditions with my phone when I realised I was standing by a cove where I had found a seal pup a couple of years before, and decided to tell you the story of this. I walk my dogs on this beach a lot, and we're very often the first on the beach each morning. One morning the tide was quite far out and we were far down the beach towards the ocean. I just happened to spot these tracks in the sand. I followed them and saw this seal pup in the cove. It is looking in this photograph as I took the photos a little bit later on, but at the time I first saw it, it was lying down and I was quite worried. Seals never come onto this beach, so I was concerned for its well-being. However, as I approached it, it looked up and I saw that it wasn't visibly injured, and it also seemed calm and quite curious. I kept my distance and I called the British Divers Marine Life Rescue. They asked me for some photographs, so this is when I went a bit closer to get some. And the dogs were so good. When they first saw me heading towards the seal, they did start to head towards it also, but as soon as I told them not to, they kept well away, as though they could tell that this was really important. One of my dogs was quite cute, however, and he climbed up to peer at the seal from the other side of the cove, as he really wanted to know what it was, but knew to keep well away. Anyway, the rescue said they would send someone out as they were a little concerned about the weight of the pup and the fact that it was on a beach that would get busier with dogs as the day went on. I put a note where people access the beach saying not to let dogs head around that side of the beach and to keep away, etc. That was actually the last I heard of it for a while, but on my birthday we went to the seal sanctuary, and whilst there I asked if a seal had been brought in from that specific beach on the date that I found it, and they looked at their records and took me to see the exact seal pup. She was doing really well, had grown up a bit and was gaining weight. For those who don't know, the Cornish Seal Sanctuary rehabilitate and then return seals to the wild, and I was so pleased to find out what had happened to her and to see that she was doing so well. So spring is coming and there will be more daylight either side of the working day, which means I will hopefully be able to get out and about more and share more wildlife adventures with you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.